So, hello. So, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a bot flow that would help you doctor the conversations you have with clients on SalesPadi. Now, creating a bot flow is really easy. When on your SalesPadi dashboard, come to the tabs area and go down to bot replies, click on it, and then you'll see two options: list and flows. So there's a previous video where we show you how to create list messages. And they can be important and useful when creating flows. However, flows can happen all by themselves. But in this video, we're going to be showing you how to create a flow. So here we click on the flow, which was already loaded on our page, and then your flow page will open up. Now, just to explain a bit more, the flow is the process of conversations you have with clients that are doctored, basically to achieve a particular goal. So you define the conversation process by the things you ask for, the questions you ask for, the commands you request for the client to take, and the prompts you request for the client to use. And then that conversation is made to flow in the way that you want it to flow. All right, so let's go straight into building a bot flow. We'll use the add new bot flow button, and then we'll give it a name. Let's say this bot flow is meant to onboard clients. Onboard. We select the trigger. Now, this is where the list flows we talked about comes in. All right. Now, in the previous video, we created the list flow, which was called welcome. All right. And the idea of the list flow was that, or the list bot rather, not list flow. The idea of the list bot was that everybody who visits your website account for the first time or messages you for the first time receives a welcome message. All right. And that welcome message is what they see as what used to be or what normally is your greetings message on WhatsApp business. All right, so here the trigger subject can be anything. It can be from that welcome message, it can be a new thing altogether. So one of the ways to do it simply is, let's imagine you have an ad that is running, all right, and you want people to come from your ad and message you on WhatsApp. And in your ad, you have set that the message that should come to you on WhatsApp by default is hello, can I know more? Now, this will be the trigger message for this bot flow to initiate. All right, that means when somebody clicks on your ad, or wherever it is running, Instagram, Facebook, Google, or wherever you're running your ads from, and they come to your website and click on your WhatsApp button on the website, and it sends this hello, can I know more message, automatically this flow that is about to be created will come alive and begin work. So this is basically the beginning. So we create that bot flow created. Then to actually build your flow, we come to the flow builder. Now the flow builder opens you up into a blank canvas where you can work. Now on this blank canvas, you have the opportunity to do a lot. In the previous video where we built a list bot, we explained the three different types of bot replies. Now the simple is quite simple. You don't have any command following that message. There's nothing the client can do outside read the message. So there's no command to take, there's no button to use and all that. Media is for messages that have media on them, headers, media headers, either as text, as a picture, as a video, or as a document. Then the advanced interactive bot reply is a combination of both, with the option of having buttons. You can create buttons, you can create URLs as buttons, you can create links, you can add command flow buttons, then you can also create lists. So you can have a list of things that with radio buttons that can be selected. Now, ideally, for a flow system like this, it always has to start off with an interactive bot flow because you want somebody to continue the conversation. So by that, on doing that, you click and let's imagine you say hello and welcome. That's what you call this. We go to the message. This is where you type the message that should be seen in this very bot reply. So let's imagine we have a message that we say, it is nice to have it is nice to have you here. Please use any of the buttons below to continue. All right. Then the header for this, let's say we want it to be an image. All right, we have an image somewhere, so we can just click on that. I'll pick one image I have around here. It's just for test purposes. Now the image would upload on this upload pane, and then here is where the magic really happens. The reply buttons, basically you type what you want them to see as a search for reply. So let's imagine this one is how much. At least this button has to be not more than 20 words. So let's say, what is the price? Button 1. And button 2 is, let's say, do you deliver? Then button 3, let's say, chat with support. All right, so this would be what would shown as 3 buttons under your message. When they click any of it, it redirects them to another message that's created. That's how to create buttons. CTA URL buttons are for URLs. So if we choose this option, we're going to be able to input URLs into our messages, so that if we want people to redirect out of the message into another website or another page or a page on our website, we can do that here. And this is easily used for payment processes. So you have your bot come to a point, your bot flow come to a point where people have to make a payment or your clients has to make a payment. You can safely use this and redirect them to your payment processor, either Paystack or Flutterwave or Modify or whichever of them you use, Cora. You can simply use this and it will be redirected, and they'll redirect them to your payment and they can safely make payments. The third option is the list message. So in the list message, right, what happens here is you are able to set up a list that your customers and your clients can use. All right. And please note that for you to use a list message, you can't use a media header. You can't use a picture, a video, or a document. Your header must be a text for you to use a list message, right? It's Facebook policy. Okay. Now, when you get to the list header, you create, let's call the button a name, make a choice, and then you add section. So let's call this section phones. You add a row. In the row, you can call it, you can name them iPhone row ID, or rather, sorry, the row ID, let's call it, say, 1. Row title iPhones, and you can give it a description optional. Row ID 2, title Samsung. Row ID 3, you can call it so this is just sample. Row title, you can call it, what is there again now, Google Pixel, right? And that continues. That's for the section 1. Let's say you have a section 2 for maybe laptops. You can have that safely and then add rows to it. Row ID 1, maybe Lenovo's, seeing I love Lenovo's. Optional, row number 2 ID, title HP, and so on. And then when you're done, you can save all of that. Okay, so in doing this, you're able to create a bot message or reply on this. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to use a reply button. And just something I forgot, when you're creating your message, you have the option to use different variables. These options here are called variables. Now you can add more depending on the plan you're on anyways. You can have more custom variables, but here these are the ones that are created by default. So if I want customers to receive their messages as personalized, I can simply say hi and then copy the variable I want. Let's say I want them to see the messages with the first names. Hi, first name. So when this message is delivered to a customer, the system automatically pulls up the customer's first name and uses it in this place. So it replaces this first name variable with the customer's actual first name as saved in your contact list. And that is how they receive the message. And so let's come back and get our bots replies buttons again. Well, what was this again? So let's. All right, so now that we have our three buttons filled up, you have the footer text, which is optional. So the footer text can be anything from your terms of service to your privacy to your, let's say maybe you have what's it now? You're running an offer and you say, and you have a terms and conditions and all that. So you can put that there. The validate here is for you to have a test message of this bot reply sent to your test contact. Remember, you added a test contact when creating your account or setting up your account. So when you toggle this on, this message will be sent to that test contact. Immediately you click submit, so you can preview the message and see what it looks like and try it out before you use it officially for your clients. So this is your basic system. We've called it hello and welcome. We've given the simple message here. We added a variable to that. We used both text. So when you use a text image, a text header, you have to fill in your text here, and the text is in bold. But we decided we're going to use an image that we had uploaded, and then we had three buttons: say watch demo, talk to sales, make a purchase, and then we can. For now, we're not sending me tests, so we can submit this. And we have our first bot reply created. Now, this, remember, when we created the bot, we called it hello, can I learn more? So when person comes here with hello, can I learn more, there, go to this. That's how to connect your button, right? You just click on the triangle at the exit and the triangle at the beginning to connect two buttons. Now you note that with this we have three buttons because there were three replies. We have three text here. Now this is going to mean we would create a watch demo, talk to sales, and make a purchase message, right? And we can determine what each of those messages would do, if they will continue the conversation or they will end the conversation. So for the purpose of this video, not to make it too long, we're going to just create simple replies that end the conversation, right? To connect this and show you how it works. So let's use, yes, we save, and then, so let's create simple bot response, bot replies. So the first one is we had book a demo. So we can call this the book, the demo. And then the reply is please use the link provided in this message to book a demo. Now we can also make this an advanced reply button where we'll have an image of a demo booking thing and then a URL that will redirect them to your booking system, either Calendly or Google or whichever you use, right? But in this case, we're going to use this method. And then under here, we're going to use the URL custom field. So we don't have that here, but on the plan that we are on, we can create we have URL custom possibility. Then we can put the URL inside these curly brackets, right? And whatever that URL is, www.calendly.com/SalesPadi CRM/book a demo, right? So there we'll see this. That's one option. The other option is just keep it plain, and then they can click on that and they'll be redirected. So we save, we submit that, and we have it here, demo. So we can click and connect, and then we do talk to sales. We save first, and then we can For this one, talk to sales. Let's use a media bot reply name. Talk to sales. We use an image. We add an image and then our message. Hi. Remember, you can always use a variable. We want to personalize this. Hi, first name. Please feel free to chat with us and a support assistant, a sales assistant, sorry, since it's talking to sales. The sales assistant will respond immediately or as soon as possible. Respond. Okay, please feel free to chat with us here so they know it's here. And then we have that. We submit. We have talk to sales here. So we link that smoothly. And then the last one is make a purchase. So we save that, remember, to proceed. We have to save that. And then we move on to make a purchase. Let's use an advanced button to make a purchase since we need to provide a link. Make a purchase. Hi. Please click the button below to make your purchase. And then we can use the URL button link buy now link. We can use https://playstack.com/sales/CRM/be now. So these are all sample stuff, right? And then once we're done with that, we submit, and that message is going to have a button on it. And there's no exit point because we did not ask it to send out. So we connect, and a simple flow is created. All right, a simple flow is created. We save that, and remember, for you to have your flow active, you must always turn the status to green. Toggle that to green and save, and your flow is active. So this can be as complex as you want it or as simple as you want it. But understanding this gives you the fundamental knowledge you need, basic fundamental knowledge you need. So connecting further would be your choice. All right, thank you.